What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Buds, Bros, and Superheroes. I am one of your hosts, Nick James, and with me, as always, is...
Big Body Biggs, the can of pimp.
And with us, as always, is my motherfucking loud pit bulls again. Sorry if you can hear it. There's nothing I'm going to do about it, though. Welcome so much to the first... Dude, for the longest time, I wasn't sure if we were going to have a Christmas special or a holiday special. But to be honest, I went with my gut. If anything, we both celebrate Christmas, so it's going to be a Christmas special. Not saying that if you don't celebrate Christmas, you won't get it or nothing. I'm just saying, in my mind, it went for a long thing. Because I'm definitely not one of those people, like, you see at stores where the cashier will be like, Happy Holidays, and that motherfucker will be like, Merry Christmas. And they'll be like really shitty about it. Like, I'm not like that or anything.
Right.
I understand that there's a lot of holidays in the solstice of winter and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Buds, Bros, and Superheroes, a Christmas special. So we're not going to talk really about Buds, Bros, or superheroes. It's crazy. Just a little bit of Buds, actually, because one of my favorite traditions. So welcome, B. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm in good spirits. I'm excited for Christmas this year. It's cool.
Countdown is just a wee few days. It is the 22nd as we do this now. I will hopefully get it cut up, put up on the internet for tomorrow, because I don't think anybody's going to listen to it on our normal release day of Friday, because that is the Christmas day itself, the day before. So I'm thinking if we give it to them on a Wednesday, they'll have it for travel day, Thursday and Friday. And that's the hope. So if you're here for the 3-act structure that is us, we're gonna tweak that a little bit. As you can probably already tell by the Christmas music. Editor Nick and Podcast Nick are fighting in their head whether or not we opened with Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC, because I know it's going to get flagged for copyright.
Yeah,
But
how much trouble can we get in?
The only thing that's going to happen is they're going to be like, you can't make money off this. And it's like, we're not making money off anything, so what the fuck's it matter anyway?
So then we just answered our own question.
So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you're probably listening to Christmas in Hollis. Oh, such a great song.
And they should want us to pump it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just don't want us to pump it and make money off of it, and then they're sitting there over here, they're like, hey.
Listen, we ain't making no money off that music or any music on this show or anything on this show. We're just hanging out, having fun.
At the end of the day, I'm sure it actually costs money.
It has, like, a little bit, right?
Yeah, not even a little bit. Anyway, that's not why we're here to talk. Daryl McDaniels, if you want to talk about it, like, come to my house. I'll host you for Christmas myself. So they're like, that'd be awesome. Without further ado, we're going to talk about some Christmas things. So listeners of the show will know that movies are my thing. Superhero movies are what we talk about the most here, but I like fucking movies across all genres. So Christmas movies don't just stop there. One of my favorite Christmas movies is actually Home Alone. Do you fuck with Home Alone?
I fuck with it, but I haven't watched it in years and years.
One of the best, John Hughes did not direct, but he wrote, so you might know his name from the Brat Pack of the 80s, like The Breakfast Club or Weird Science. Mm-hmm. Hold on, there's more that I know. The
kid with the blonde hair back in them?
Yeah, okay. Anthony Michael Hall was in both of those. My man, yeah, so he did that movie. And Kevin McAllister has to fight off two burglars. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the all-time classics. If you have Netflix right now, I highly suggest you go on there. There's a spin-off series of The Toys That Made Us called The Movies That Made Us. And they show you all about the production of Home Alone. And it's very, very interesting. With that, John Hughes also fucked me in this season because he made the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Do you know that movie?
Yep.
Fucking hate that movie. Do you like that movie?
It was all right. I mean, if I saw it on TV, I'd probably flip through the channels or whatever. I wouldn't just tune in and,
No.
I wasn't really a big John Candy fan, Wasn't he in that?
I'm not sure if he's in a lot. I can't say no, he's definitely not in it as a whole because I know.
There was a chubby guy in it, right? Wasn't that John Candy?
Well, definitely John Candy worked with John Hughes a lot. I know that for sure. He is in Home Alone because, again, the connection there. I have not seen Christmas Vacation the whole way through because I hate it so much. I'm not a big Chevy Chase fan. B, his daughter, played by Julia something, bothers the piss out of me in almost everything she does. Doesn't matter.
Wait, yeah, Chevy Chase is not a chubby guy. He was an older guy. He played like the dad and everything, right? Yeah.
My favorite thing with him in it is Caddyshack.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You take drugs, Daniel? Every day. Good boy. Yeah, Chevy Chase, but apparently he's a fucking cocksucker to work with. And I don't know why when I hear professionals do that, I'm just like, you don't have to do that. And B, when you're a comedic professional, it seems even worse. Like, You're the funny guy. Why are you being a prick to me? Or why, like...
It's like rappers. Like, I hear that with rappers. A lot of rappers in the game, like, certain rappers are real dicks to work with, and they're always real just dicks. And a lot of, like Nicki Minaj, I heard she's, like, real tough to work for, you know?
For the longest time, who's that other rapper, lady rapper? Yeah, that's a lot to go by. Go ahead, figure it out.
Cardi B.
Fucking A, that is exactly who it is. So for the longest time, I thought Nicki Minaj, like, people didn't like her, so she was just like, fuck it, call me Cardi B now. I thought they were the same person. They sound exactly the same to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah. They don't look alike. They don't sound alike.
I didn't say look. You don't think they sound anything alike?
No.
We're gonna have some clips next show. Hopefully.
And honestly, I think Nicki Minaj is a way better rapper, like MC, than Cardi B, because Cardi's more... I mean, they're pretty much in the same boat, but if I had to give a nod to who's the better rapper, it would definitely be Nicki, by far. I don't really like Cardi B as a rapper, but I do like a lot of Nicki Minaj. Maybe it's because she raps with Drake a lot and Lil Wayne and Rick Ross, and I like all those guys, so who knows?
I like to write Kanye's Monster. It's not really his, though. It's all of theirs, right?
Kanye's Monster?
Gossip. People just stop it. Everybody knows them. Do you know the song? Or
No, I don't know what song you're talking about. I really don't.
Oh, wow. Guys, we're going to have... This is the weirdest tangent ever, but we'll come back to it for next episode. I'll play you the song. So back to a movie I like. Do you like A Christmas Story? They play that shit on TBS for 24 hours straight. Do you ever sit and watch it?
That's why I don't watch it. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of flicking by it. I really never got into it, really. You know what I mean?
But have you ever, like, watched it once?
I don't know if I ever did watch it. Maybe when I was little and don't remember it, you know? No, I wouldn't watch it now.
Interesting, because that's one of the ones I prefer to. At least once. Like you said, I'm not going to watch it for 24 hours. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I do like it once, and I think I like it more than anything else. Not more than a classic, but if you remember the story, little Ralphie has a way of going into his own head and imagining himself as the hero, as we all do in our own stories. And for once in my life, growing up, that I remember, maybe the first time ever seeing it, they had put on film what I did in my own head. And I was like, I do that shit all the time. Like, you know, giving my teacher a paper and having them read it and be like, Nick, this is the greatest paper any fifth grader has ever turned in. In fact, class, everybody should take Nick's example. Like, you know what I mean? And like, or when he's picturing getting the rocket, the Red Rider, like all of a sudden he's a cowboy and he's shooting people. Or his parents made him eat soap. And they show a montage of him blind and they're just like, what happened, son? And he's like, it's because of you made me eat soap. And they're like, oh no. And it's so fucking ridiculous, but it encapsulates exactly the thought of an 8-year-old to me, because I like that movie. And finally, another one that I don't like that's a Christmas classic, and then we're done with this, is It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. It's a wonderful... Just remind me of it.
The thing that I'm going to go off on the tangent is that the main piece of story in which I'm going to tell you that I'm sure will jog your memory is about 1/5 of the actual movie. It's about the man who wishes that he was never born, and an angel then walks him around his life saying, you were never born. Like, look at all the, like, no, that guy doesn't own the bar. This guy does because you weren't there to give him a loan. And this guy went to jail because you weren't there.
No.
It's, in my opinion... It's a cliche that has gone through television and film more than once of like, this is what your life would be if this didn't happen. It's almost a Days of Futures Past, if you will.
I'd have to check it out.
But don't, because that movie is 2.5 hours long. Yeah. And the part that everybody remembers of like, what to take away from this, your life touches more than blah, 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 is like the last 20 minutes. And the first hour and 45 minutes are just exposition about why you should care that the last 20 minutes happen. And it is so annoying.
Right.
And I was talking about it with my wife, who loves it. And that's why I sat through it for the first time, start to finish this year. I've tried in the past. And I got to say, watching it in my own house, being able to smoke where I please was a little bit helping. It helped the transition go. But all in all, it's just too old of a movie. You know, the tricks that we now rely on today to get us expositionally through a movie faster without going like, what the fuck are we doing sitting here? Like, what's going on? oh, well, I have to make it 2.5 hours. I'm like, no, that wasn't there.
Right.
So really, when everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's the... Look, Daddy, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. That's right, sweetheart. That shit doesn't happen for like the last 5 minutes. It is... Thank you.
See, my problem with movies, like Christmas movies and all that, special Christmas movies with commercials. Any movie really, I have a hard time sitting through anymore when there's commercials. Like if you can't fast forward through the commercials, and I just have a hard time sitting there just sitting through commercials, and they edit the curses and stuff like that. I'd rather just watch the straight movie, straight through, curses, however it was made, you know?
That's why I prefer the physical medium. Because even sometimes when they put stuff on TV without, what's it called? You know, you can find it on demand or find it, you know, this film has still been edited for blah, blah, blah. And you don't get everything all the time. And it's really cool. Shout out to Joe from Philadelphia. Cool dude. He still watches VHSs, and he was watching Home Alone and Home Alone 2 and still watched and posted a commercial, a Pepsi commercial from back in the day that after I watched it, I was like, holy shit, I fucking remember that. So like things like that, even, you know, kind of pushing the physical medium, like that's cool. And a little bit with older DVDs, you still get shit like that where you're like, oh my God, I remember when they were putting out this movie. It's going to fucking do horrible or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right. So while I'm thinking about it, right, this is the Christmas special, right? I want to dedicate this episode to the bud tenders at Harvest. Shout out to you guys, man. You guys are doing a good job down there.
Tell them what happened.
Yeah, so I went in there and I didn't realize that these guys just approached. The one bud tender was like, hey, yo, you're from Buds, Bros, and Superheroes, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, you guys rock, man. Yo, this is a cool show. And I was like surprised. It was cool. It felt good. Thank you. That was real good looking out, man. Thank you.
Shout out to them. Hopefully you guys are having a safe season, happy holidays, and all of those fun things. Number one spot for us. God, it would be great to be. Imagine if we can get sponsored.
And if you guys down there find any good seeds that roll out of some shit you might have gotten there, yo, save it for your boy.
I often wonder about, all their backroom stuff.
I'm smoking on some Platinum OG. It's good, too. Tastes good. But anyway, last time I was in there was tons of apes just sitting behind the fucking counter, bro. I was like, why? I've never seen that many just in one little area. Like thousands of dollars of apes. Like there was a bunch of them. All different kinds. If I had mad money, bro, I would have spent as much as I was able to spend in there. Right then and there. Like they had jet fuel just sitting over there, boxes of them. I would have said, give me one crate of that. Give me that one crate. Give me that one box. Would. You know what I mean?
Yes, I would. If I could buy a crate of jet fuel at a time,
crate.
I would.
A case. Give me a case, a 6-pack, whatever. And I wonder how much you really could spend in one day at a dispensary. What's the cap?
As far as I know, I have never been hit with one. When I got my card, I was told you could smoke as much as you need to help what we just discussed. I said thank you.
I spent like $4.40 in there one day, and I was like, "You guys," I'm thinking to myself, "This is cool. I'll be able to walk out of here with all this weed right here and these vapes. They're not going to say nothing. They're not going to say, listen, Mister Such and Such, you can't."
I was once told to spend more because this is your first time here. You'll get a discount.
I said,
so don't just come in for one thing, load up, and come back.
I said, damn, maybe I'm not smoking enough weed or something. Maybe people smoke way more than me, and I thought I was doing something. Damn.
Oh, well, if you think about it, other people have to be on Snoop Dogg's level. You know that he pays somebody annually to roll him joints?
Yeah, there's a couple people that do that, I heard.
Yeah, to roll him. And the one guy has gotten so good at looking at Snoop's face that he now knows and can have one ready before he asks. What a fucking resume. If you're listening to this show, Mr. Snoop Dogg's blunt roller, send me your resume. I just want to read it. How long you been doing it? How many blunts do you think you've rolled?
Or if anybody...
How fast can you roll a blunt? Come teach me how to roll a blunt.
Or if anybody wants to come roll us blunts. Well, I don't roll blunts. I roll joints. You know what I mean? I like to taste the real weed, the whole bunch of... All the weed, not the weed and the cigar paper. I want to taste straight weed. Straight ganja man. You know what I mean?
You remind me of Wiz.
Seriously, though. once I started growing my own bud, I was like, yo, I need to taste this shit. I'm growing some really good bud, and it tastes awesome in these papers. I accidentally smoked a paper one day. Somebody had gave me some papers, these clear papers. I was like, cool, let me try them. And I just like the way the weed tasted in it versus blunts. So I switched right over. Plus all the wheezing I was getting from blunts just left, you know? So, yeah.
I too, yeah. If I'm not hitting a piece, I'd prefer. A, can't roll a blunt, so fuck me. And B, I like joints better anyway, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Speaking of smoking, we will get into the small little Christmas tradition that also has to do with some marijuana. Good family member of mine. Every year would come over. If not on Christmas, their family would come over. I mean, it was a bunch of family. At least 2 to 3 families with family friends then added on the side. And every year, we'd find at least one reason to be like, you need this? All right, we'll go get it. Because there was a 7-Eleven about 4 blocks away. Just walkable enough that even if it was snowing, nobody would look at us like side-eyed, like, hey, why wouldn't you just... But far enough that it's like, you guys were gone for 20 minutes. What the fuck? And we were
right, like, nice little stroll.
You know, take a nice little stroll while passing back and forth and come back just eyes redder than the devil's dick and just be those 2 motherfuckers like, hey, do you think we smell like weed? No, we probably don't smell like weed. And roll in smelling like weed.
Smelling like bud.
Yep. And our family, I'm very sure, probably knew, but...
It's funny.
So you know who you are. I'm not sure if you listen, but I love you. Thanks for always taking those walks. Next on here, I wanted to talk a little bit about songs. There's no Christmas songs that just get you fucking hyped. Like we talked about Christmas in Hollis. But like when you hear the jingle bells of All I Want for Christmas Is You, nothing.
Just the drummer boy. Ba-dum-ba-dum-dum-dum.
Yeah, why that one?
I don't know. When I was a kid, man, we had a little chorus class and all that, and we sang in little old like nursing homes and stuff like that. And that was my favorite song to sing. I don't know why.
Any Office fans are like, just like Angela. Angela, a character on The Office, her favorite song, despite Christmas, is The Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
It's what a funny pick. Yeah, no, but still, nothing for All I Want for Christmas Is You?
Mm-mm.
God, I don't know what it is about that song. It just gets me so fucking amped. And like, Turkey Day is over, and I'm like immediately on that. Don't ask much. Yeah, right on it. Next to that, on the reverse side of that, is have you ever fucking heard the song Christmas Shoes?
No. Maybe. I just don't know I did.
It is some fucked up shit. I haven't heard it in a while, knocking on wood, thank God. It is the saddest shit on the planet of this little boy going to a cobbler, and the chorus goes, "Sir, I'd like to buy these shoes for my mother, please." I don't know all the words. I really only know how it begins and ends. And it's when mommy meets Jesus tonight. So the song is all about this kid who has scrounged the entire year to buy his mom a nice pair of shoes. So when she walks with Jesus tonight, she has a nice pair of shoes on. I don't know who hears that and doesn't cry. And if I had to guess, the reason we don't hear it that much anymore is because people would be on the road driving, crying their eyes out, just fucking crashing into everybody. It is heart-wrenching. So there is a song on my list that, like, when I hear, I can't not jiggle, and the other one, I can't do it.
Damn.
And for you, you're just like, Little Drummer Boy. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's great. Nothing else.
Yeah, there's no songs.
What about the Grinch song? You like that one? You're a mean one.
No. I mean, I heard it before, but not big on Christmas songs, you know?
I feel you. So what do you do when, like, all the radio stations just fuck you
just
right in the ass with it?
I have a little boy, so I deal with it, man. And to be honest with you, he told his mom to turn the shit off the other day.
And you were just sitting there like,
I was
my
like,
man.
My boy.
Somebody's getting $1 when we get home.
I was happy, you know what I mean?
I do.
Because his gram, that's all she plays. So 2 years for like a month and like right after Thanksgiving, she'll just have her living room TV on, the certain station where it's just music, Christmas music all day long.
Oh,
until
yeah.
she goes to bed.
Sounds like my mother.
And it's for people that don't want to hear that, and you live in that house, and it's not like it's playing really low. It's playing like...
Sounds like my mom.
And I just there was nights I had to step out for a moment. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah. No. Same thing.
Whew. Yeah. So I'm not really big on the Christmas. This is my first Christmas where I don't have to hear that shit every day, all day. We're playing regular music and blah blah blah.
I do.
Top 40 and whatever.
You're having a lot of firsts this year, right?
Yeah, a lot of firsts. This is my first year where I could actually be a dad and watch my kid walk down the steps and open up his gifts from Santa Claus because he still believes in Santa Claus. And after, 25 years of having 3 other kids and not having them right there walking down the steps opening up gifts, I had to bring gifts to their house, send them to other states. You know what I mean? So this is my first time, so it's cool. Even though I'm a dad and have 4 kids, it's my first time actually in the home with him stomping down those steps saying, "Oh, look at what Santa Claus brought me." You know what I mean? So, it's cool.
It's going to make me cry, yeah, that is.
It's
because
cool.
that was a big part of mine, was having to wait at the top of the steps, and my parents would go downstairs and be like, "I don't know. I don't see anything. Should we let them and it was, all right, take 2 steps down.
Right.
Because the way in our first house, the house that I really had childhood in, it was like this, you couldn't see around the corner. So even if you had to come down the steps and then take a step to even really see. So, all right, take a step back up. All right, now come down. They're like fucking assholes about it. But now as an adult, I would do that to my nephews.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's the first Christmas that I could give one of my kids with their father. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to make it nice. I'm like, all the other Christmases weren't as put together, I should say. Like, my house is going to be decorated and there's a tree up, and it's, there was times we didn't even have a tree because there was no kids there. It was just me and my girl, you know what I mean? And as long as I had gifts to give out, they didn't come for Christmas. So in my house, it wasn't really Christmassy. But now it is, it's real cool. It's going to be nice. Good food, trying to do our thing.
This is also my first year in this house. First year away from living in. I realized the other day, I've never not done anything in somebody else's house until this year. Like, I've never not taken a shit in somebody else's house until this year. Isn't that weird to think about? I've never not blown my nose. I've never not taken something out of the fridge. Like, it's crazy. It took so fucking long. But now that I'm finally here, I'm realizing, like, everything I do is kind of technically for the first time.
Right.
So, yeah, finding your own home and being in it and doing your own things for the first time is really cool. So with the COVID, we're not sure exactly. I might give an update on the next episode, which I'll tease right now. I think we're going to do something similar, a smaller, tighter little episode for next week because, again, on our normal release day, it is the holiday of the new year. The night before, people are getting fucked up. They're not listening. So for travel days, again, I think a condensed 30-minute-ish episode will drop again a week from today, which is Wednesday as you're listening to it. Fingers crossed. Blah, blah, blah.
God willing, yeah.
God will. Amen. Last thing I really wanted to talk about was if you had a favorite gift. Is there one gift that you specifically remember that just sets your Christmas heart ablaze?
You know what, man? Back when things were good, when I was like 7, I remember getting a Hess Winnebago. Like, the Hess trucks they sell in, like, stores and shit. It was a Winnebago, and it had lights inside, and there was furniture inside of it and shit like that. And that was always, like, real cool.
I do. Mine came from the same kind of time.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure exactly. I couldn't find the release date of the toy, but it came from Power Rangers, which you're like, of course it did, Nick. By this time, they were in their 4th iteration, so we had Mighty Morphin, and then we went to Zeo, and then they went to Turbo, and now we were in space. And the 6th Ranger always came out with his own 8-inch doll action figure that came with his specific Zord. So in terms of Mighty Morphin, it was the green one with the dragon. They did the white one with the Tiger Zord. And the one I'm talking about was the 8-inch silver with the deluxe Mega Winger was the name of his Zord in that. And fuck me, Freddy. I remember it. So the show was on from 98 to 99. So at the very youngest, I was 7. At the very oldest, I had just turned 9, maybe.
The young slick Nick.
Fuck, I remember it. I mean, I've looked it up, I've seen it, so I do have a little bit of a refreshed memory, but it was a 2-stage, it wasn't like this one where 5 had to come together. It looked like a spaceship, and then you
Right.
hit one button, and the two legs pop down, and then you hit another button, and its nose broke apart in time for its head to break up, and then its arms flipped out from there. So very, very simple, very easy to do and undo, unlike the Mighty Morphin one. And it was the only way to get the 8-inch super shiny chrome. Zane was the actual character's name. And I've always been a Six Ranger guy, which doesn't mean much for you, but for nerds, they might get it or whatever. I remember that. So shout out, big game,
That's what's up.
and Bare Knees. They know who they are. They're my parents, so that's what I call them. Yeah, that year specifically, I don't know why that one sticks. Out of all the great years, but like, bro,
Yeah,
I
I never
remember
watched
having
Power.
those
I never
fucking
once-
things. Oh, you were never Power. Yeah, no, you're
I was 20.
in '93. How old are you?
19.
Yeah, you weren't watching fucking Power Rangers at 19.
no.
About technically your peers turning into superheroes and fighting rubber monsters. There's no chance.
No, I was a bad kid at 19.
That would have been funny though. Imagine if you were just like doing all those things, but you were just like, "Fuck, it's 4 o'clock. I gotta get home."
Yeah, we weren't
No,
good.
that's not what was happening.
No. No. I think I was sitting in. Well, I was only in jail for 2 weeks then. Yeah.
At Christmas?
No, not Christmas. It wasn't Christmas. It was my birthday actually. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that next week, maybe.
We hope you enjoyed this small little Christmas episode. Like we said, we call this a Christmas episode because Christmas is our personal thing. It's not in dejection of everything else. So if you're out there celebrating anything else, it's a happy fucking holiday to you. I don't know about y'all, but I got a 4-day weekend coming up for it. I'm about to kick back, eat cookies, and just watch bullshit. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I got a giant 1,000-piece Hogwarts puzzle.
Damn.
Hell yeah. So that's going to be going on. I teased earlier, we're going to do a similar kind of show for next week. And then the week after that, get back onto normal programming as you. With that, I'm Nick James.
And this is Big Body Biggs, the Can of Pimp.
Buds, Bros, and Superheroes are out of here.
Rah.